Osseo will let it go for a touchdown. Sorry for the late start, everybody. A little technical difficulty here up in Proctor, but we're underway. 14:30 left here in period number 1. Bulldogs coming off a convincing 5-1 victory last night over North Shore. Playing 4 periods in this morning session. Cross ice pass for Osseo, carries it into the zone. He fires, that one goes high and wide. Picked up by Camden. Camden will carry it up into the neutral zone. He'll fire, shot on net, and made saved by the goalie. Von Bank, Phelps, and Placido out there. Pexa and Evan Schmidt on the back end. Phelps picks it up, carries it around, centers it off to Von Bank. Von Bank puts that one on net. Now Schmidt pushes that one back around the net. Picked up by Von Bank. Von Bank gets it over to Phelps, to Placido. Placido fires, that one goes just wide of the net. Centered out front by Phelps to Von Bank, then Placido puts one on net. Von Bank is down in the corner along with Placido. Placido now works it out to Pexa. Pexa fires, that one glove saved by the goalie. .13:07 left here in period number 1. John and Dreheim rotate through, otherwise forwards remain the same. Osseo gets control of the faceoff. 33 works it up to his left wing, over to his right wing, number 8, gets it over the zone. 8 now shovels that one down in the corner, picked up by Dreheim. Dreheim works it up to Placido. Placido tried to get that over to Phelps through some traffic. Now it's up in the neutral zone. Puck picked up. Phelps gets it over to Von Bank. And we're going to have Von Bank going for a trip. A little bit of an earlier start today with the different schedules. Placido and Phelps will stay out there. Legao, that one, face-off controlled by Osseo, shoots it just over the net. Pushed down along the far wall now, slid through the center of the blue line. Big hit by Phelps on 18, and we get a whistle. Maple Grove player up to his feet after getting tended to. Skating off on his own. Minute 45 left in the kill for the Bulldogs. Osseo has control of the faceoff. Von Bank 2 for tripping. Placido working on the far wall. He's able to dump it down right on net. Osseo carries it up into the neutral zone. Nice stop by Draheim to prevent him from getting in the zone. Now Osseo will have to touch up. And that one goes into the netting. We'll have a center ice face-off. Draheim tosses that one down. 57 seconds left in the kill for the Bulldogs. Gage loses an edge. Now pushed up. Osseo splits the D. Nice job back checking by Tish. Gage puts a big hit on. Picked up now by Tish. Tish will carry it down. Makes a move around one defender. Fires, shoots. Goalie makes a save. Puck lands in the paint. He ends up making the save. Controls the face-off. Wraps that all the way around. Pexa keeps it in the zone. Back over to Pexa. Pexa fires. That one gets deflected by 7. Now Schmidt fires that one back behind the net. Carry up now through the slot by 36. For Osseo. He dumps it over to 12. 12 dumps it down into the zone. Picked up by Pexa. Wrapped around to the near wall. 36 has it out at the top of the circle. Gets it over to 7. 7 fires. Thiago makes a save. Pushes that one into the near corner. Now picked up. Out to the point. Von Bank comes in now. Bulldogs full strength. Ties him up. Pexa now carries it down. He fires. Puts that one off the goalie's face mask. And into the netting. Centering Legao and Grog. That one's pushed all the way around. Telejohn now scoops that up into the Osseo zone. Telejohn picks up the puck, works it over to Draheim. Draheim flips that up cross ice over to Legao. Legao works that over to Von Bank, just outside of Von Bank's reach. Wrapped all the way around by Osseo. Bulldogs out shooting Osseo 5-1 early on. Bulldogs unable to hold the zone, so they push it right back in. Osseo goes cross ice. Draheim picks that one up. Intercepted at the blue line, and we get offside. 9:09 left here in period number 1. Tyler Legao pushes it over to Schaffler. Schaffler tied up with Schmidt down in the corner. Now Evan Schmidt will come up with it. Gets it over to Legao. Legao over to Burns. Burns tried to get that one over to Schmidt. A little bit behind him. Now Gage will pick it up, carry it into the Osseo zone. Gage hacking at it in front of the net. Bulldogs force Osseo to cover it up. away from the faceoff with the puck. Now Burns tied up back behind the net. Ties up the Osseo player. Now Schaffler gets it back over to Burns. Osseo now has control of it. Burns intercepts that pass. Gets it over to Schmidt. Schmidt took a little bit too long on the shot. And now Osseo carried in 3-on-2 going the other way. Thiago with a big stick save. Puck loose down on the goal line. Wrapped up against the boards. DD pass. Thiago with a blocker save. Pushes that up against into the circle on the far side. 2 now backhands it up against the wall. Keeps it in. Centering pass. Intercept it. And Schaffler will dump that out. That'll be an icing on the Bulldogs. Von Banks, Phelps, and Placido out there. Draheim carries it down in front of the player bench. And Bulldogs are offsides. Phelps gives chase. Christian now puts a body on it. That puck squirts past Draheim. Fired. That one goes off Thiago's face mask. Thiago makes a pad save and he decides to freeze it. Low pass, goes just past the net, fired. That one blocks off Pexa's shin guards. Off Pexa again. Pexa doing a good job plugging up the lanes. That one bounces over Phelps' stick, now picked up by 3. He'll fire. Thiago steers that one up against the wall behind him. Pexa shovels that one up to Von Bank. Now Von Bank carries it down. He's got Phelps with him. He'll fire. And a close save by the goalie. That'd be one where if we can get that over to Phelps, get that goalie moving left to right, might be beneficial. Tisch has the face-off along with Myers and Evenson. Myers and Evenson making their first appearance. Tip out front by Tisch. Rice takes another heavy hit. 33 now comes up with it. And Thiago stares that one behind the net. Osseo's coming out hitting on this shift. Tisch now works it up to Bryce. Puck squirts off of Bryce. Bryce then gets it out in the neutral zone. Meyer has it. Dumps that deep and he'll go off on a change. Puck squirts out in the neutral zone. Von Bank is right back out there. He goes cross ice over to Schmidt. Schmidt up top to Ethan Legal. He'll carry it down, split the D. Nice back check there by 38 to take it off of Ethan's stick. Now puck centered out to Ethan Evenson. He backhands that one. That one goes off the upper chest of the goalie. Von Bank centers it out front to Evenson. That time he had the goalie moving. He faked going around, and then he came back around, and the goalie was out of position. Just got tied up in traffic. Tyler Legal now fires. That one gets picked up in the corner by Ethan. Evenson now has him in the slot. He gets knocked off the puck. Nice little flurry by this group. 7 now fires that down, bounces off Tyler's shin guards. Over to his brother Ethan. And now up to Von Bank. Von Bank's got Evenson out there. Von Bank tried to center that one. But that one split the D. That one goes right in front of Tiago. 6, gets it down low to 22, nice pass. 22 now picks it up, he's met by Gage, and then Grog pushes that one out into the neutral zone. Gage picks up the puck. Grog steers that one right back into the Osseo zone. Picked up by 3, drops it off to his defender. That one's intercepted by Camden. Camden fires though, that one bounces just off the goalie's shoulder. Pexa now works it back over to Burns. Burns back over to Pexa. Pexa squirts that over to Draheim. Draheim shoots that one back behind the net. Burns now has it. Tried to center, but nobody was there. Now it's out to Pexa. Pexa fires. Bouncing puck picked up by Burns over to Schmidt. That one bounces off the backside of the Osseo player and into the neutral zone. Pexa over to Draheim. Draheim. A little miscommunication between Burns and Draheim. Burns will put that one down. Now Von Schmidt comes away with it. Schaffler picks it up. He'll carry it in 1-on-3, picked up by Osseo. Now Burns will pick it up in the top of the slot. Drops it over to Draheim. Draheim works it back down to Burns. Now picked up by Schaffler. That one got caught in the official. Now Osseo gets it out into the neutral zone, and then a Osseo Maple Grove player loses his stick about 1.5 miles in the air. Pexa will pick up, nope, Schaffler will pick up the puck. He'll dump it down. That one goes off into the Osseo Maple Grove. Stays in play, I guess. Schaffler on the back check takes it off of his stick. Now that's picked up by Burns. Burns will have a breakaway along with Tisch. Gets it over to Tisch. Tisch fires. Oh, nice save by the goalie. Nice play by the 2 forwards. Goalie makes a nice save with the glove. Keeps the score tied at 0-0 with 2:26 left here in period number 1. Tisch out there along with Phelps and Placido. Placido battling over on the far wall. 33 kicks it out to 11. 11 goes cross ice over to 12. Up through the center. Picked up by Telejohn. Telejohn, he'll carry that down now. Placido has it. Nope, Phelps has it. Gets it over to Placido, just outside of his reach. Now Osseo will carry it out of the zone. Winger looking for reinforcements. He's met by Telejohn. Now picked over by Tisch. Tisch over to Phelps. Didn't have enough steam on that pass to get over Placido. That one was intercepted by 26. Now Telejohn has it again. Pushes it back behind the net. Works it up to Phelps. Phelps now puts it up against the near wall. Past the Oriole. And the puck is dumped down into the Osseo zone. 1:30 left here in period number 1. Again, just playing 2 periods against Osseo, and then they'll come back against 2 with Proctor. Von Banks steers that one in and pushed right back out by Osseo. Draheim overskates that one, picked up by Placido now. He'll work that over to Tyler Legal, who gets it up to Phelps. Phelps tips it up to Von Bank, but that was intercepted. 1:08 left here in period number 1. Puck picked up, intercepted by Placido. Osseo puts a hit on Placido. Osseo now carry it down. Poke checked off by Draheim. Picked up by Draheim. Draheim goes cross ice. His pass is intercepted. Placido now has it. Back check taken off of his stick. Out to the point. Kept in. Fired. Tiago with a good save. And Tiago will cover that one up. 22 seconds left here in period number 1. Bulldogs out shooting Osseo 11-4. Gage Schmidt centering Bryce Meyer and Ethan Evenson. That one goes off Thiago's chest protector. Nobody picked up the puck, and it just sat there, and Osseo puts it in to lead 1-0. None of the defenders picked up that juicy rebound, and they knew what to do with it on the second one. Eight dumps that down. 14 seconds left. Picked up by Ethan Evenson. Ethan now carried up. 5 seconds left. Tried to chip that forward, put it on the stick of an Osseo player. And that one also takes out Mitch. And that'll be the end of period number 1. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Bulldogs down 1-0 on a late period goal. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Welcome back, everybody. Schmidt, Schaffler, Burns out there, along with Evan Schmidt and Tyler Legal. Bulldogs force a face-off for an icing. Osseo leads 1-0 early into the second. Late period goal by the Bulldogs, or by Osseo, I should say, gives Osseo that lead. Orioles have to send a new centerman in. Bulldogs unable to hold the zone once again. Tyler will pick it up. Big hit over there by Gage. Puck now squirts out. He's got Burns out front. He's got Schaffler out ahead of him. Gage loses the puck. Picked up by Schaffler. Schaffler works it over to Schmidt. Schmidt will fire. That one's rebound out front. Steered to the side by the goalie. Schaffler now tried to scoop that over to Burns. 3 is about the size of 2 of Camden and Sam. Camden gets it over to Schmidt. Schmidt fires. That one's tipped just wide of the net by Schaffler. Now Burns gives chase back behind the net. He's got Schaffler along there with him. Schaffler now collects it. He tried to get it out to the point, but that pass was intercepted. .30 left. Osseo switching out their couple D. Now picked up by Schmidt, who gets it up to Burns. Burns carry it down. He'll use the defender as a screen. That one bounces back behind the net. And that's whirled around on this side. Evenson now drops back to D. He fires. That one goes just wide. Picked up by Telejohn. Fans on that one. Now Osseo will get it out into the neutral zone. Nice back checking by Tristan to slow down his rush at least. That one steered on net. Rebound out front in the center. Picked up by Von Bank. He'll carry it down. He's got Burns on his right, and then he gets taken down at the blue line. Burns centers it just behind Von Bank. Now Von Bank has it. He fires. Tipped out front by Camden. That one goes just wide of the net. Centered out by Camden out to Placido. Placido fired. Rebound out front. Placido now pushes it down. Burns will go off on a change. And that one's up into the netting. Von Bank, Placido, Phelps, Evenson, Telejohn. Von Bank has it. Still looking for a pass out. Gets it over Placido. Placido fires. Goalie makes a blocker save. Placido now has it again. And that one steered up into the neutral zone, into the Bulldog zone. 40's giving a good race to it. And icing will be called. .52 here left in period number 2. Again, only playing 2. Then the Bulldogs will get a resurface, and then they'll play 2 against Proctor. I had to do some scheduling, shifting around, because I guess they didn't get a JV game in yesterday due to travel for one of the teams, so they're going to do a little bit different setup for today's JV game. Face-off held in the zone. Schmidt pushes that one down deep. And Gage is going to go for interference. Interference on Gage Schmidt is the call. Tish Phelps out on the front end, Evan Schmidt, and Tyler Legal on the back end. 18 fires. That one goes just wide of Tiago on the right-hand side. Now centering pass. Nice job by Tyler to pick up 14 stick. He'll ice that one down. Clear it out of the zone. Osio carries it into the zone, intercepted by Tish. Tish will dump that one down. Osio now carries it up. Placido in for Tish. Osio works up on the half wall. That's intercepted by Placido. He'll dump that down. 55 seconds left in the kill. Bulldogs will switch out their D. Phelps loses an edge. Osio now gets it in the zone. Centering out top of the slot. Now 18 pushes that back down in the corner. Wrapped around. 30 seconds left in the kill for the Bulldogs. 7 has it. Works down on the half wall. Gets it out of the zone. Ethan Evenson. Now Phelps will carry it down on a shorthanded breakaway. He'll fire, shoot. That one steered back behind the net. 10 seconds left in the kill for the Bulldogs. Osio dumps that down. Bulldogs now full strength. Gage has the puck, loses the handle at the blue line. Pexa now has it. It's got Ethan Levinson on this near wall. Now Tish comes away with it. Fired, and the goalie makes save. Centering Ethan Legal and Ollie Grog. Puck squirts out to Ollie. Ollie flips it up, picked up by an Osio player. They'll dump it right back in. Evan misplays it momentarily, now gets it out in the neutral zone. Picked up by 36. Now Grog comes away with it. He's got Ethan Legal on his right. Tries to get it over to him, but that one blocks, hits a skate. Now Von Bank steers that one back behind the net. Grog will give chase on the forecheck. Puck squirted through the circle onto the other side of the ice and pushed out in the neutral zone. Ethan Legal tried to get it out of the zone, but Oriole was sliding across the blue line and kept it in. Now it's pushed out in the neutral zone, and Osio dumps it right back down. Schmidt over to Pexa. No, I'm sorry, Telejon. Up to Legal, up to Von Bank. Von Bank carries it down. Fans on that shot, and the goalie ends up making a sprawling save with the glove. Tish has it, fires that one. That one goes just over the net. .12 now carries it up. Ooh, and Ethan Evenson had an Oriole come right at him, and Ethan put him on his can. Now picked up by Meyer. Meyer will carry it over. Tried to flip that over to Tish. Now over to Legal. Legal steers that one into the corner. Gage fires. Rebound, puck loose, and goalie freezes it. Bulldogs will go on the power play. Guess I didn't see the penalty. Von Bank wins the faceoff, gets it over to Tyler Legal. Tyler dumps it down low. Von Bank will pick it up. He loses an edge back behind the ice. Now, worked up to the point. Tyler has it. Now picked up by Tish. Tish holds his own, gets it over to Schaffler. Schaffler fires. Goalie swallows it up. Cross-checking was the call. Tyler keeps it in the zone. He fires, shoots. That one's deflected by Tish right into the goalie. Dumps it down. Tyler gets it over to Schaffler. Schaffler tried to get it over to Von Bank, but that was behind him. Schaffler now wraps that around. Tish has it. Carry it down. Centers it over to Burns. Burns works that back behind the net to Tish. Tish back over to Burns. That one pops over his stick though. .50 seconds left. Schaffler over to Legal. Legal. That one deflects off of his stick. And the goalie freezes it. Schmidt's pass deflects into the player's box. Gage, Phelps, and Placido out there. Von Bank and Evan Schmidt on the back end. Phelps will now carry that one in. Poked off at his stick by 11. Gage keeps it down low. Phelps works it over to Von Bank at the point. Von Bank works that one back around. Centered over to Evan Schmidt. Evan fires. Osceo's full strength. Osseo gains control. They'll flip it into the Bulldog zone. Kicked out now by Phelps. Phelps gets it over the zone, but back checking, took it off at his stick. 4:40 left here in the game. Gage carries that one down. Carries it. Still looking for a pass out front. Works it out to the point. Ethan Evenson has it. Centered out front. Placido scores! Centering pass by Tish out to Placido, and Placido puts that one in. Placido from Tish. 4:24 left here now in period 2. Tish out to Telejohn. Telejohn over to Evenson. Back over to Telejohn. Telejohn fires. That was Ossio pushes that forward. Tiago poke checks that one into the corner. That one deflects off of Evenson's pads, goes around the net, picked up now by Evenson. He'll carry it down on the right-hand side. Gains a circle, fires, shoots, backhand, scores! Ethan Evenson with the goal, puts the Bulldogs up 2-1 with 3:24 left. That one bounces funny off of Tiago's shoulder. Picked up now by Pexlin. Now Schmidt has it. He's got Burns ahead. Pexlin now carries the puck into the zone. That one squirts here on the near side here. Picked up by Schaffler. Schaffler will put that one back in the zone. Ossio comes back the other way right away. Dumps that one in on Tiago. Tiago steers that one back behind the net. Paxton now has it. Out to the point. Tiago not on net. Schaffler's going to go for a check from behind. Osseo's going to pull their goalie. So they'll go 6-on-4. Schaffler 2 for cross check. Ossio with 6 skaters, pull their goalie. That one goes off the side of the netting. Bulldogs have Tish out there, Phelps out there, Telejohn and Tyler Legal. Phelps steers that one off. Tried to get that up on the near wall, unsuccessful. Far wall, unsuccessful. Now backside 28 all alone. That one scoops into Tiago's glove. Placido in for Phelps. Evenson dumps that one down. Osseo having trouble getting momentum. 120 left in Sam's penalty. 128 left in the game. Evenson rides him up against the wall. Oh, Tish loses an edge. 22 now carries around. He fires. Low shot goes just wide of the net. Christian chips that one up into the neutral zone. Tish will give chase. Pin that up against the wall. Nice job, Riley. Great job by Riley down there, keeping that puck down there. Now Osseo will come back with a 3-on-2 coming the other way. 4-on-3 now. Burns in for Tish. Centering pass out front. Osseo ties it up 2-2 with 41 seconds left. Picked up by Pexa. Pexa over to Schaffler. Schaffler will carry it in. Drop it over for Burns. Burns centers it back behind the net. Picked up by Schaffler. He tried to center it. Now out to Pexa. Pexa fires. That one goes high and wide. Picked up by Pexa. Over to Evan Schmidt. Gets it over Schaffler. Schaffler over Gage. 2 seconds. And that's the game. Osseo comes back and ties it. Osseo gets 2 late period goals. One in the first, one in the second to tie up the game. That is the end of the ball game. Osseo and Bulldogs end up tying 2-2. Shots 25-14 in favor of the Bulldogs. We'll be back in about 15 minutes after a resurface. And the Bulldogs will play 2 more, this time against Proctor. See you in 20.